Welcome back. Racing gets underway shortly. The first race up is Honda Cadet, and I'm joined by the rookie Matthew Hayden. Matthew, had a sparkling start to your Super 1 career. You had a win in Final 1 at PF International last time out. Unfortunately, we weren't there to film that. But tell us a little bit about your karting. When did you start karting? How old were you?
I was 9 years old when I started karting at Rye House kart track.
And what classes have you been in? Always in Honda?
Yeah, I've been in Honda Cadet since I started.
And this is your first season in Super 1. You're 12 years old now, so you've spent time basically, as I think a lot of the kids should do, doing your club racing. You won some club championships before you've come into Super 1?
I haven't run no club races.
So you've not won any club championships as such, but you've been racing in club championships prior to coming into Super 1, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, and how did you find the last round then? How exciting was that to take your first win?
Yeah, it was a good victory for the final one, but second final just didn't get to grips with it. But it was exciting and hard race to do.
But it's very unusual. We've got a lot of rookies in the championship this season, and a few of them doing particularly well. You're obviously one of them. Where are you going from here? You're 12 now. I assume you're moving up to Minimax next year?
Oh, well, we don't know yet. We're struggling on prices for the Minimax and that, so I don't think we'll be doing it anymore. I think this is our last year karting.
Well, that's quite sad to hear that. Hopefully, if there's somebody's out there that can give you some financial support. Whereabouts do you live?
Harlow, Essex.
So you're looking for some business owner, business manager in Harlow in Essex that can come along and give you some support?
Yeah, that would be handy.
Okay, well, good luck for today.
Thank you.
So tomorrow's papers then, big shock, Matthew Hayden, no budget for next year, that's an absolute crime. Well, if you're in the Harlow area, do give him a call, he certainly needs a budget for next year. It's a crime for him not to be on the grid, especially when he's up there with the likes of Rory Hudson and Cian Jewis fighting for the championship. Don't forget that Jewis, third on the grid, behind Canning and Kimber, has the chance to sew up the championship this time around here at Larkhall. Away we go, into the lead, good start then from Canning, who makes a good run down through the first couple of corners. Oh, somebody going wide there early on as they come out of the first couple of corners. Oh, it's kicking off. Oh, we got Grady and Whitehead spinning Samras round. Oh, another contact as well. Huggins in there in the 97 spun around, and everybody else trying to get away. That's the 75 of Young. Well, we've got so many people involved in this one. Let's have a look. First, it's the 14 of Grady. Whitehead is round as well. In the middle of the pack, Samra has spun. So has Huggan, and bang! That's the 19 of King on the right, who's clouted. Colville was in there, Young was in there, Figurado, Banks, looked like Rory Hudson and Jensen Butterfield just about got away with that one. Harrison was a near miss as well, so goodness me, it couldn't really have started any more crazy. But, and somebody else off in the background as well. Goodness me, pandemonium at Larkhall on the first lap in very tricky conditions, Alan.
Very tricky indeed. All of the drivers are on wet tyres, it looks like, as they come down to the final turn. Cian Jewis has grabbed himself the lead. Canning had the lead early, but he's lost that to Jewis. Jewis on the 3, then Canning. Kimber is 13. 35 comes next. That's Ben Kasperzak. And then in behind Ben is Matthew Hayden, who we interviewed earlier, down to the bottom of the circuit. There's no names on the corners here at Larkhall, so we've made a few up for you. This is the Frank Kitty combo. Marino going in and Dario coming out as they come up now towards Coulthard, the right-hander. We're on board here with Miles App, the 11. Miles App's the 11 kart, looking back on 77. That was Klaus Kuka.
Well, Matthew Hopcroft in the 10, you just saw him go out of the picture, got a barnstormer of a move on the inside of the 20 of Chris Lulham, and that's a big shove there. That was Rory Hudson in the 5, getting an almighty shove through the left-hander hairpin. It's the McNish and McRae's hairpin, we've decided to call them, first to the left and then to the right. Clark, the little chicane they've just gone through, and this is DeResta to the home stretch once again, and we're looking back at the number 20 of Chris Lulham from on board with Miles Apps, who's managed to make the move on Chris Lulham as well. Now, last lap around, Matthew Hayden, there he is in the 58, got a massive bundle of oversteer, and he nearly got it again under braking. He's made a cracking start considering all that melee on the first lap, and he's really starting to charge hard. And the 14 in there of Connor Grady starting to move up as well after going on the grass at the first corner. And interesting to see, though, that at the front, Cian Jewis has the pressure of no pressure at all out in front. He's pulling out a nice gap early on as they filter through the left-hander at McNish, through the right-hander at McRae's. And we've got some brilliant, intense battling in the midfield. 77 there, that is Klaus Kuka trying to make his move on the 20 of Chris Lulham, so he's looking like he could lose another place as they come off the final turn. And into second place now is Kimber. So Kimber has got through on Tom Canning, and these two battling away for second place, and that's allowing Cian Jewis to make the break.
Cian well clear, and if things stay like this, he will certainly win the championship at this round. Won't have to go to round 6 at Shannington. It will be all over by the shouting. He doesn't even need to win it, to be fair, even if these drivers in second and third here, Kimber and Canning, happen to catch Cian out front. Even if he settles for second or third place, will be enough for him to take the title. It's been a dominating performance from Cian Jewis this season. He was my pre-season tip for the top to take this title. It looks like he's going to do so comfortably. Come through the right-hander there at Clark, and then down to De Rest to the final turn. We've made these names up because there are no names at Larkhall, so Jake and I have decided to make them up.
Yeah, maybe Summerley Raceway could take a hint from that. There's plenty of Scottish racing talent, most of which has raced here in the past, of course, on their route to motor racing. The black and white flag went out just then. Couldn't quite see who that was for, but already there's some interesting manoeuvres out on the circuit, and the marshals have certainly spotted them. Kasperzak in 4th place. Hayden is chasing him down in the 58. On board with Miles Apps again. He seems to have dropped Chris Lulham now, who's already got problems of his own. He looks behind him. He's got a bunch of 5, it looks like, right on his trumpet, trying his best to pull out a gap. 6th position, number 10, is Matthew Hopcraft, leading a long train of cars. Apps is there, Lulham is there, the 77 of Klaus Kuike is there. Hudson as well in the 5, Grady in the 14. This is an absolute nightmare for the number 10 and Matthew Hopcraft. There's nothing he can do to get away right now. So a little bit later on into the race, Jewis out in front. Kimber has pulled out a nice advantage now on Canning, and it's Kasperzak who has made the break up to 5th position now. Number 10, Hopcroft. There is the 11 of Apps, and then we've got Hayden in the 58, Hudson in the 5. This is absolutely madness. 58 Hayden, head down, looks back, trying to make sure that Hudson is too far away to make the move, and he's chasing after Apps. This is the problem you've got when you're in the middle of the pack on a greasy track. You want to make a good grasping move, and he tries to have a look on the inside. No chance so far on the 11 of Miles Apps, of course, desperately trying to move up another place, and he can't quite find a way past Hopcraft at the moment. Apps sitting in 6th position. Hayden is there in 7th place. He's said in the interview earlier, of course, he's not going to have the budget at the moment to race next year. He's based in Harlow in Essex, just down the road from where I grew up. In fact, there's plenty of people there who could give him a pretty penny to go racing next year, and judging by the talent he's shown this year, it'll be an absolute crime if he's not on the grid next year. Look at him, very close indeed there to the back of Apps and Hopcraft. He could well be the one who gets the lead of this train. All he has to do is sit patient and wait for the opportunity, and he could pick himself up a very nice 5th place.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying there. He's clearly a very talented driver as he goes alongside the 10 cart of Hopcraft. We're on board there with Apps. Hopcraft has held on. Matthew just in behind, then he's under pressure now from Rory Hudson. Back on board with Apps, looking back at Hopcraft. The 58 cart of Matthew Hayden just in behind. As you were saying, Jake, it would be a crime if he didn't race next year. This has been his first season in Super 1, already taken a win. And there are a lot of rookies in this championship this season, right at the front of the field, who are doing exceptionally well. Talking at the front of the field, here's a change for the lead. The 13 cart Mark Kimber past Cian Jewis. Cian has a quick look over his shoulder. He won't be too concerned about losing the lead. He'd like to win the race, of course, but second place more than good enough for the next gen driver to take the championship.
Yeah, that was a nice little move as well by Kimber. He just waited until Jewis got a little bit wide through the first part of the apex at Marino, and then through Dario he sorted it out. Last lap, and you can see that Mark Kimber's enjoying being out in the lead as the pair of them. Look how far they are ahead of Kasperzak in 3rd place now, who's got past 42 Tom Canning. Interesting that. Kimber setting the fastest lap, 49.06, no wonder, but Jewis won't care at all. 2nd place will be good enough. He looks behind him, and it's a victory for the 13. Very nice work indeed from Mark Kimber, but Cian Jewis in the number 3 has done more than enough to seal the championship with 9 weeks left in the season. Kasperzak in 3rd, Canning in 4th, and he didn't look happy about that.
Ben Kasperzak, your first Super 1 podium, how does that feel?
Good.
And just talk us through the race from your point of view.
I was in 9th and came up, and after at the start I got to 4th, and after I got to 3rd, and after I just drove away.
Anyone you want to thank in particular?
UFO Engines and Global Karting and my parents.
Mark Kimber, Super 1 winner. That must sound great to you. Just talk us through the race from your point of view. You had to hunt down the leader, didn't you?
Yeah, well, it was a good race. In the first final, I came from 18th from a collision in the heat, so I came through to second in that final. And I had to work hard at the start because I was on the outside and I got pushed wide. And then I had to hunt down Kian for the win, and yeah.
Anybody you want to thank?
I'd like to thank RPM for great engines, BRK and my family for supporting me.
Brilliant drive from young Mark Kimber. At the top of the table though, Cian Jewis couldn't care less. 2013 champion with 9 weeks left to go in the season. Perfect performance this year. Hudson and Apps are still going to be debating the battle for second place next time out at Shenington. Next up though, it's the Coma Cadets. Join us then for another exciting battle.